I just pulled onto the highway in my little foreign car, where the training and the roads are really bad. Never saw that big old diesel, but I heard him hit the air. I got a feeling that I might have made him mad. When he closed the gap between us, puts the pedal on the floor, he's making 90 in that big old diesel truck. I can hear the names he's calling me above the engine's roar, and the words he won't be found in Webster's book. There's a diesel on my tail making 90 miles an hour. Reflection in my mirror's mighty pale. I can hear St. Peter calling, I can almost smell the flowers. And it's time to take the impact, there's a diesel on my tail.
Got the old flivver fired up here, let her warm up. Budding. I let him get up to operating temperature and make sure his thermostat's open and check his antifreeze. I'm sure it's good, but I'm gonna double check. Well, let's see what this one does. I like to run a little stay belt through them before they go into winter. There we go. Flivver's making so much noise over there you can't even hear this one probably. Alright, next. And the old blue diamond's alive. Next. And old square body lives. Rockabilly's done, Impala's done. Blue diamond's still warming up over there so I can check the anti-froze. I think this one's good, but I'm going to check it. Well, it is such a fantastically beautiful day. I'm going to walk to the mailbox. It's about a half a mile down there, almost half a mile. I should walk 2 miles, but I'm not going to. I've got some other things I want to get done today, but I can't pass up this good weather. Well, we had a little mishap with the Rockabilly. I had put antifreeze in it and had it sitting here running, and I was waiting for it to open thermostat so I could test the antifreeze. I wanted it to circulate and stir up real good. And I was over there, what was I doing? Oh, I was putting the coil back on that thing because I borrowed the coil off of that when that one blew up on the Impala. So I got another coil and put it on there and got that one fired up. But while I was doing that, all of a sudden, kabam, this thing blew a radiator hose and it put antifreeze all the way through the cab and out the back window. And of course it killed it instantly with these wires being what they are, exposed. And I'll probably pull the wires, pull that cap and spray it out all down with the brake clean and then blow it out, dry them all out. Anyway, I guess I'll put that back together. See, I've just built this thing on a shoestring, and I've done a lot of things you ought not to do, you know, but I've been doing things all my life I shouldn't do. So, you know, like this, instead of getting a reducer hose, I just put a piece of pipe inside this one, put it in there and clamped it all down and gooped it up. Had some rubber sealant and And that one never has leaked or anything. It looks a little, you know, hokey. But I don't care. It's a rat rod. So, the same thing down here. I didn't have the right kind of hose, so I pieced two of them together. You can see, you put this, that's actually a piece of, that's an electrical conduit. But it was the right size, you know. So, no wonder it blew. But I need to get a little flex hose. It's the right size. And I'll probably do that, but, you know, I built this thing on a shoestring. And can you believe it's been 9 years? I've been driving this thing for 9 years, and oh, it's so loose. The pistons are swapping holes. It smokes and burns oil and everything it should, you know, being as old as it is. 1932 Chevy, original engine. Anyway, thought I'd let you folks see what's going on around here. So I'm gonna put that back together. I don't know. I may just measure it and go to town and get me a hose. That would be the smart thing to do, wouldn't it? Of course, when have you ever known me to do the smart thing? That video I put up, that music video I put up, boy, it had a bunch of thumbs down before it got very many views. I don't think people appreciate some of that old hillbilly music, that old redneck stuff, but I don't care. As long as they're putting thumbs down on there watching, ain't they? So, what I was going to say about that is that's the first time I ever used a backing track, and I don't know yet how I feel about that. I feel kind of like maybe that's cheating, you know. I usually make my own backing track, and, you know, I can do a rhythm guitar a little bit, and I'm not much of a picker, but I can muddle through the bass, just the very basics, put a bass line in it, and I can blow a harmonica just a little bit, and I can add some mandolin chops, maybe, you know, a couple chords, but that's all I do. I can't play a mandolin. But anyway, I've always just done my own background music. So I just thought I'd try it and see what it was like. But it just, I don't know. It feels kind of like it's cheating. So I'll probably go back the old way of doing it. We'll see. I feel so good about myself right now, I just can't hardly stood it. I went in and ordered a flex hose for that. Pretty hard to find, because it's an inch on one end for that little electric water pump, and then it's 1.25 inches on the top end for that little tiny 1931 water pump housing. I don't have any guts in that. It was bad, so I just put an electric pump on it. But can you believe it's been 9 years since I built this thing? And I've just had a blast. I built this thing in five and a half months, and I've had so much fun with it. It still runs pretty good. But anyway, my hose won't be here till November 1st. Ain't that a revolting development? Well, I'm glad I got all those leaves cleaned up a couple days ago. It got a little wet, took me a while. And now today the wind is just howling up here. So here we are again, covered in leaves. Now I got to clean this up. We got some, got a thing going on up here Sunday night. Got a little happening. But no need to start until it's done blowing. But I'll tell you what, this will get rid of the rest of them. There won't be no leaves after today. Well, what I'm fitting to do is shuffle some rigs around here, because if everybody shows up, it's supposed to come up here for pie and coffee on Sunday night. There'll be 20 people here, and we can only consolidate a few rides. Most people coming from different places at different times. So, I don't have enough parking out front, so I'm gonna move some rigs out from under the shed, and people could come back here and back in and then park out here in this area as well. So where to put them? I think I'll run on Jimmy down there, parking beside his great uncle down there, the old 38 GMC. If he'll cold start for us, I don't know. He's been sitting here since, I'll have to look on the video what that date was. Me and Jim went to Quincy and picked up that motor from Quincy Joe, who will be here, by the way, Sunday. Glad to see him. Yeah, so I never have enough hands to do this, because you have to turn the key. You know, Jimmy, he's got a little fetish. He likes to be choked a little bit. So it's hard to switch everything around, have to switch hands when when he fires and push the choke in, feather the choke a little. I had the hood open and checked the antifreeze, and there was no fuel in the filter, but there he goes. He picked it up. Good boy, Jimmy. Well, it's warm enough out today. He's not overly excited about that choke. We're gonna be just fine. Yeah. All right, let's pull out of here. I've been jockeying some rigs around and making some parking space behind my shop. Supposed to be 20 people here tonight. A lot of them have to bring their own cars. I think I said that. So I moved everything out from under the shed, but I got to do some grading back there and put some gravel down because that little gully washer we had back in the summer kind of washed things out over there. But here we got old Blue Diamond and Granddaddy Jim and Jimmy Hoffa. Got them situated. And up here we got my namesake and my old friend, the 73, the 63, the 73, the 34, and the 32. And I've got the work truck, Victor's work truck, parked way out back. Virginia's in the shop, and I'm going to bring the Dojulac out and make a little bit of room for people to hang out. All right, let's get with it.